Yo, what up guys, MxgicIQ here, and today we're going to be talking about my C5 Drift King build for my GR86, BRZ, whatever you want to call it, and actually it's a GT86, excuse me. Today we've decided to build the car based on some Formula Drift setups that particularly revolve around the 2JZ motor and the 86 chassis, a very proven setup used in both Drift Masters and Formula Drift very popularly. We're going to be on the Sport Plus tire today for this event. I highly recommend using anything from sport to racing for these events because speed and angle are both factors into your points and how quick you can build and keep the multiplier up. It's actually a little bit harder than I imagined to keep this up, so we're doing good though. I'm liking the build so far. We're going to continue this series with a lot more drift builds based on the leaderboards, as well as we will have some grip stuff coming out soon. I do have a super tune that I'm going to release tomorrow that's not necessarily an optimized tune, it's just a stock motor, good fun JGTC based tune. We might do something a little bit more JGTC based since they actually use the 4-rotor in it, and I'll swap in a SR20 and actually make it like optimized or actually fast. But for right now I'm pretty happy with the build we've done with it. It performs rather well on C4 and C5 events, so we'll go ahead and give you guys that tomorrow. But this drift build right here is very nice, and in this gameplay we're using Sport Pluses, but we did place a little bit higher on the leaderboard, as you're going to see here, with the 7114 with racing tires. So it's just up to you. This is just a more complete setup, an easier way to do it, and if you're not aiming for a top 10 time or top 10 points, this will easily get you over the mark. As well as if you throw streets on this thing, you can obviously go ahead and slap doors on the same section that everybody runs, or you can come by my streams on twitch.tv/MxgicIQ and we can run some different sections and actually have some fun with the game, man. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Alrighty, you guys, now let's hop into the build here. First things first, you're going to want to swap the 6-speed sport transmission into it, okay? The T50S, probably one of the best transmissions, if not the best transmission in the game. And then for the motor, you're going to swap the 2J into here because we're going for an FD/D1GP style, like, I guess, drift build. And a very popular chassis in both Drift Masters, D1GP, and I believe Formula Drift is going to be the 86 with a 2J swap, whether it's the GR86 or the GT86. You see Hiro and Manoa running it. You see Connor Shanahan running it in Drift Masters, and Jack Shanahan. I mean, it's just a very popular platform and it works really well. It's proven, tried and true, and it's a fun car to drive. And specifically on the C5 Toge route that is this week's Drift King or whatever, it's very tight, and it's nice that the rear wheels are very close to the rear bumper so you don't overextend on the Toge route and slam into the wall, because you actually want to hit all the clipping zones. So that's very cool there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what parts we got on the motor. We got ultimate camshafts, ultimate cylinder head, ultimate engine block, and ultimate exhaust. And we also have a sport fuel system. I'm still working on some grip builds, you guys. Please give me patience. I want to make sure I have everything locked in. If you guys are looking for something in the meantime for grip stuff, I highly suggest you guys look at the Steam community page. There's a bunch of guides in there too if you guys are on PC, and yeah, very, very nice guides on there, okay? And now let's go into the upgrades here. I will be done soon though, so just give me a couple more days and I'll have that out to you guys. Don't even worry. Alright, camshafts, cylinder head, and engine block all maxed out. Get that good power in there. And for the drivetrain, what we do have is obviously a viscous or something like that 60. I keep saying vicious, but it's viscous, okay? Viscous 60, running an ultimate clutch and a ultimate transmission. And these are all my settings. I haven't tuned anything past 3rd gear because we don't really use anything past 3rd gear. So 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are tuned as such. Gear shifting speed is obviously minimum. Final drive is 3.16. You guys see the numbers for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Go ahead and copy those. Drivetrain loss, obviously you want that at the minimum, and 70 diff locking, okay? This build is super gripped up. You can even run racing tires, okay? It might even be a little bit better for the points. But I do run Sport Plus because it's just a nice balance and you can get good placement. And if you want to get like top 5, I probably suggest running racing tires, just because it's a little bit quicker, but you will be fighting the car a lot more, doing a lot more clutch kicking, etc. Now, I was running a prototype weight reduction on this before, but just to change it for you guys, I put ultimate on there. To be honest, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, just a little bit of difference in center of mass and things like that, and this worked out better anyway. So this is all looking good here. These are all my settings for that, and obviously there's nothing else on here, no fuel tank or anything like that. And now then we go to the suspension. We do have prototype front and rear arms. It's gonna help a lot if you guys can go ahead and get those, and the dampers in the front are prototype as well, and the rear springs are as well, but I guarantee you don't need these prototype parts in order to hit some of these numbers. The only one that's probably going to be mandatory is the prototype front suspension. Okay, now you don't really need it, but it does help with the degree of angle. Okay, you can copy everything else probably on these settings but the steering angle. So just because I have some prototype parts, the only thing you're going to be missing out on is the steering angle. And yes, it helps, but 3 degrees isn't live or die, so it's definitely going to run well regardless. So you guys can see here all of my settings. You guys can take screenshots. Me calling every single one out is kind of unnecessary, but you can literally adjust everything here to the exact same values without having the prototype parts. Okay, most of this is just ultimate, you know, tunability. The only thing here that's really going to change is the 68 degrees of steering angle versus 65, which you can see there, not that much of a difference, especially in this game where every time you try to reverse entry, for the most part, it tries to make you spin out. So yep, very good there, like that a lot. And I believe in the rear we're running no stabilizer. I always remove the stabilizer in the rear, just in case you guys are curious. So that's what I like to do for my drift builds. And for our wheels, we are running obviously ultimate front and rear spacers, running 285s in the front and 305s in the rear. This is a grippy boy. We're running +5 in the rear and regular in the front. I just like this look. It kind of looked like a lot of the other FD cars too when I set it up like this. So definitely a grippy boy here. We are running 3 bar in the front, 1.5 bar in the rear. Front offset 17, and the rear wheel offset is -13.5. Or you see these values, copy these values. Okay, rear is 4 centimeters. Okay, now what you will need to know is this is going to change based on the wide body, at least for the stance, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really make too crazy of a difference. Just make sure your front wheels are out more than the rear, and the rear are kind of in more. Okay, you're going to want that almost positive camber to slightly negative camber in the rear for some grip, and the same rules apply. If you guys are curious on how to build your own drift cars, you guys can check out my full drift tuning guide, link down below in the description, as well as it will be here on the end screen as well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's drift build. This car is very, very good, and it's a ton of fun to slide around even in the lobbies. Sometimes I throw on Street Plus tires just so I have a little bit more grip, as I did set it up for C5, I guess you could say leaderboard grinding. So yeah, but you can detune it to C4 and put some streets on it, and it'll feel a little bit better in lobbies, as C4 cars are usually a little bit more gripped up. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.